Hello and welcome to Lesson 7 of Chapter 3. Today we're talking about the distributive property and partial quotients. Okay, the distributive property allows you to divide each place value position by the same factor. Okay, I'm hearing a lot of multiplication words here because we know factors, the two numbers that you multiply together are factors. We know the distributive property is for multiplication. So let's kind of look into this a little bit. See, what are we going to do today? All right, so Jessie has 369 beads to be split evenly among 3 necklaces. How many beads can Jessie put on each necklace? So we can see for this problem we are going to be dividing 369 divided by 3. Okay, so let's kind of dig into this little partial products here, a little partial quotient, sorry, a little bit further. So first I'm going to split up my number 369 into expanded form. 300 plus 60 plus 9, okay? Then we're going to divide each section by 3, 369. And we're going to divide it by 3, okay. So 300 divided by 3 is 100. Write that here too. Right, because I could just do 3 divided by 3 is 1. I have 2 zeros. Okay. Then I'm going to do 60 divided by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Add my 0, so I got 20 here. And then 9 divided by 3 is 3. So I have 100 plus 20 plus 3, or 123. So now, this is just kind of a good way to look at division in a different way. Would this be the most efficient way? Not necessarily, but it's just kind of good to understand, what are we actually dividing? We're not just dividing a 6 by 3, right? We're dividing 60 by 3. So anyways, so 369 divided by 3 is 123. So Jessie can put 123 beads on each necklace. So we're going to use inverse operations to check our answer. So I'm going to do 123 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. 369. And that checks out. Okay. Let's go ahead and try another problem. Oh, here we go. Vocabulary. You need to know what partial quotients means. Partial quotients is a method of dividing where you break the dividend into addends. Wow, a lot of vocabulary words here that are easy to divide. Okay, so a dividend. So remember, we have the dividend and it's divided by the divisor. And that gives us the quotient. So it's saying we can break up the biggest number, or sorry, not necessarily the biggest, the first number, we can break it up into addends. So we know that we have addend plus addend, and that's going to equal the sum. Okay, so we can break the dividend into really expanded form, and then we can divide each place, each number, by the divisor. Okay, that's real heavy on vocabulary words. So if you have a question on that, just write a little question mark on your notes and we can talk about it again tomorrow. So basically, we're going to be breaking the first number into addends, or numbers we're adding together, and then it makes it easier for us to divide. Okay. Enough's enough. Make sure you get this word, partial quotients, into your notebook, and you can write this down too, so it'll help you understand what each of those words means. And so let's get to practicing. Okay, there are 738 students in Manuel's school. There are 6 grade levels in his school, with each grade having the same number of students. How many students are in the 5th grade? So really we could answer how many students are in all the grades, or in each grade, because they all have the same number. So anyways, here we go. This is kind of interesting, okay? So I'm going to divide 738 divided by 6. And so this is kind of where we're seeing, okay, so I know that 600 is close to 738, and it's compatible with 6, right? So I'm kind of looking for things that I know. Quick, I know that 6 times 100 is 600, okay? So if we divide 600 by 6, 100 is a partial quotient. So our partial quotients kind of go over here, 100. Because I know that 6 times 100 is 600. Okay, so now if I subtract that, right, divide, multiply, and subtract. So I'm going to subtract, I get 138 is left over. Okay, so I'm thinking about 6's again, and I'm going to look at the first two digits, the hundreds and the tens place. I'm going to say, okay, what multiple of 6 is close to 13? 6, 12, 12. 12 is 2 of them. 2 of them, 20 6's can go into 120. Okay, so now I'm going to subtract. And I'm left with 18. How many 6's can go into 18? Okay. Well, I know that 3 6's are 18. So now if I add up all these partial quotients, 123, then I am done. Okay? So 100 plus 20 plus 3 is 123. Okay, so let's multiply to check our answer. 123 times 6. 6 and 3 makes 18. 6 and 2 makes 12, plus 1 more is 13. And 6 and 1 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. 738 checks out. Isn't that kind of an interesting way of looking at division? You know, you don't have to always know the exact way using this method. You just kind of say, okay, what do you see? What are some compatible numbers we're working with here, right? And so that wasn't so bad. Let's try another one. So this one, it says, okay, we need to take 242 divided by 2. So let's kind of think about that. Okay, so if I'm going to look at the number 242, I'm saying I see 200s, right? So 2 is going to go into 200 100 times, right? I see 2 times 100 is 200. Okay, so I'm going to take away 200 equals that. Okay. Then I'm going to subtract. I'm going to get 42. So I'm going to say, okay, how many 2's can go into like 40? Well, 20 of them. Minus 40 equals 2. How many 2's go into 2? 1. If I add them together, I get 121. Well, there we have it. That's kind of a different way of thinking about division here. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like maybe we need to do one more problem. Let's try one more, just to be sure that it's solidified. Okay, so now we're going to look at this one. And so what I'm going to look at is I have 632 divided by 4. Okay, so that's 600. So that means if I do 4 hundreds, then I would get 232 left over. Okay, so I have 100 4's that can go in there. Now I'm going to take like 23. I'm going to look at this. Okay, I'm going to say how many 4's can go into 23. Well, I have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and if I go to 24, I'm too high. So it's going to be 5 4's. So I have 50 minus 200. Okay. Now if I subtract, I have 32 left over. So if I do 32 divided by 4, it's 8. So when I add all those together, I get 158. Well, there we go. If I subtract 32, I'm left with 0. So my answer is 158. So anyways, here's a new way to try it out. So I'm excited to see you try this tomorrow and give yourself a chance to think differently. All right. Well, thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.